What if I told you there's an animal that can crush a bowling ball with its jaws, run as fast as a racehorse, and disappear for months without eating or even drinking water? And here's the kicker, they're not extinct. Meet the bear, one of nature's greatest paradoxes, adorable on the outside, but an absolute force of nature beneath the fur. But how does an animal that sleeps for half the year survive? And what's their biggest secret to thriving in some of the harshest places on Earth? Let's dive in. Bears, somehow both terrifying and adorable, have been around for millions of years, and they've mastered survival in ways most animals, and humans, could only dream of. From the frozen tundras of the Arctic to the dense forests of North America and Asia, these beasts can thrive in environments that would send the average creature running for cover or worse. But what makes these creatures so special? Let's break it down. Let's start with the grizzly bear, the ultimate symbol of raw power. Weighing in at up to 1,200 pounds, these giants can grow up to 8 feet tall when standing on their hind legs. Now imagine this. A grizzly can take down prey as large as a full-grown moose or caribou. That's like a human wrestling an SUV and winning. But here's where it gets even crazier. These massive animals can run up to 35 miles per hour. That's right, faster than Usain Bolt, the fastest man alive. So if you ever find yourself in a foot race with a grizzly, just know you won't win. Oh, and about their bite strength? A grizzly bear's jaws can crush bones with a force of over 1,200 psi. That's enough to crack open a bowling ball. So yeah, these animals aren't just big, they're built to dominate. But bears aren't just strong, they're smart. Grizzlies are problem solvers, often outwitting humans and other animals to get what they want. For example, they've been known to memorize human activity patterns, like when and where people leave food, and even figure out how to break into cars to steal snacks. Talk about intelligence. And speaking of intelligence, these guys know how to adapt. Grizzlies and other bear species have been observed using tools, flipping rocks to uncover bugs, and even balancing logs to fish more effectively in rivers. Nature's engineers? You bet. Now let's switch gears to the polar bear, the largest land carnivore in the world and the undisputed king of the Arctic. Polar bears are like survival ninjas, perfectly adapted to the coldest places on Earth. Here's a mind-blowing fact. Polar bears are so good at conserving energy that they can slow their metabolic rate to the point where they can go months without eating if necessary. Yeah, that's right. Months. Imagine going without a meal for that long and still being able to hunt with pinpoint accuracy. And about their hunting skills. Polar bears can smell a seal under 3 feet of ice and from over a mile away. That's some next-level superpower stuff. And when they do find a seal, they strike with lightning-fast precision, often breaking through ice with their enormous paws to pull their prey out of the water. Oh, and here's something not everyone knows. Polar bear fur isn't actually white. It's transparent. Their thick fur reflects visible light, which makes them appear white, but their skin underneath? It's black, to absorb and retain as much heat as possible in their frozen environment. Now let's talk about one of the most fascinating and misunderstood parts of a bear's life, hibernation. Sure, you've heard of it, but do you really know how crazy it gets? Bears are essentially able to pause their bodies during winter months, surviving without food or water for up to 7 months in some cases. Their heart rates drop from around 40 beats per minute to as low as 8. It's like their bodies go into super slow mode to conserve energy. And here's the wildest part. They don't even need to drink or urinate during this time. Their bodies recycle waste products into proteins, keeping them alive and healthy throughout their long nap. Think about it. Bears are out here turning basic biology into a superpower, staying alive in ways no other mammal can. Now you might be wondering, what if something happens while a bear is hibernating? What if a predator shows up, a human stumbles into the den, or even an avalanche buries the area in snow? Well, here's the surprising truth. Hibernating bears are not completely defenseless. While their body functions slow down significantly, bears still maintain some level of awareness. Unlike smaller animals that enter full torpor, where they're practically unconscious, bears are in a lighter state of hibernation known as winter sleep. This means they can actually wake up if they sense danger. If another animal or a person gets too close, a hibernating bear can snap out of its slumber quickly and defend itself. In fact, mother bears are especially protective during hibernation, as they're often caring for newborn cubs. There are plenty of stories of bears waking up to chase off intruders, even in the dead of winter. And what about natural disasters like avalanches? Well, bears are typically pretty smart about where they make their dens. They often choose spots that are shielded from potential threats, like tucked-away caves or burrows beneath dense trees. But in the rare case that a den is buried under snow, a bear's thick layer of fat and fur provides incredible insulation, allowing it to survive until it can dig itself out. So, while hibernation is a time of rest and recovery for bears, they're definitely not completely vulnerable. These animals have adapted to stay safe, even in their sleep. Just a quick pause before we move on. If you're enjoying learning about these incredible creatures, don't forget to like this video. It helps us out a ton and lets us keep creating cool content for you. Your support means the world to us. Now, we can't talk about bears without mentioning the giant panda, one of the most iconic animals on the planet. But here's something you might not know. Pandas are bears. They're not cuddly herbivores like some people think. They're members of the bear family with a very unique diet. Pandas eat a lot of bamboo, up to 40 pounds a day. But bamboo isn't exactly packed with nutrients, so they have to munch almost constantly just to stay alive. It's like trying to live off of salad 24/7. Not exactly the most efficient, right? But here's where things get weird. Even though pandas eat mostly bamboo, they're classified as carnivores. And get this, they still have the digestive system of a carnivore, even though they've adapted to a plant-based diet. Evolution at its finest and strangest. You might not have heard of the sun bear, but it's definitely worth mentioning. Found in the tropical forests of Southeast Asia, sun bears are the smallest of the bear family. But don't let their size fool you. They've got some pretty amazing traits. For one, sun bears have the longest tongues of any bear, up to 10 inches. They use them to slurp up honey from beehives and insects from trees. And despite their small size, they're fierce climbers, often spending time high up in trees searching for fruit or a tasty snack. But here's a shocking fact. Sun bears are known to be incredibly aggressive, especially when threatened. Unlike their larger cousins, they don't shy away from danger, and they'll defend their territory with surprising force. Humans have always had a complicated relationship with bears. On one hand, we fear their power and unpredictability, but on the other, we admire their resilience, intelligence, and strength. And sometimes, we even find ourselves living alongside them. In North America, for example, black bears frequently wander into suburban areas, drawn by the smell of human food. There are countless stories of bears raiding garbage cans, breaking into cars, or even wandering into homes. And while it's funny to think about a bear casually strolling through a neighborhood, it's also a reminder of how closely connected we are to nature. Let's clear up some myths while we're at it. Have you heard that you should play dead if you encounter a bear? Well, it depends on the bear. If it's a grizzly, that might work. But if it's a black bear, fight back. Black bears are more likely to retreat if they see you as a threat. And here's another fun one. Despite what you might think, bears aren't out there attacking people left and right. In fact, bear attacks are incredibly rare. You're more likely to be struck by lightning than be attacked by a bear. But before we wrap this up, let me introduce you to one of the most incredible prehistoric bears, Arctotherium angustidens. This bear lived during the Pleistocene epoch, and it was massive, about twice the size of the largest polar bears today. Imagine coming face to face with a bear that could stand nearly 12 feet tall on its hind legs and weigh over 3,500 pounds. Yeah, you wouldn't stand a chance. This ancient giant roamed South America and was one of the largest carnivorous mammals ever to walk the earth. If that doesn't blow your mind, I don't know what will. Now, if you're as fascinated by prehistoric creatures as I am, go ahead and give this video a like. And let me know in the comments if you want to see a future video on Arctotherium and other prehistoric beasts. We might just dive into the world of ancient giants next. And before you go, here are some other videos I highly recommend you check out. And as always, until the next video, stay curious and full of energy.